What's up, guys? Anybody watching from YouTube right now or from the VOD, whatever you say, don't know, just messed up the intro, but we do not care what we are about to do, me and my silly chat over here, are do a group stage prediction. MSC is right around the corner. I think we're all very, very excited for it. They just dropped the group draws on us. We weren't allowed to watch them live this time, which was a little bit sad, but it kind of built up the hype for it. And after seeing the group draws, I think there's a few groups that are definitely kind of maybe stale, maybe easy to guess, and then there are also a few groups that are actually pretty interesting. We're going to go through every single possible match. I'm going to give my prediction on it. Again, if you guys disagree, if you agree, it's okay. I don't care. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me I'm dumb. Tell me I'm smart. Whatever you want. Just remember, it's just an opinion. I am going to be giving a couple hot takes in this, a couple possibilities in this that probably are on the lesser sides of coming true, but if I think there's going to be an upset, that's where I think it's going to be. I'm not going to give away any of those just yet. I have looked at them. I think the possibilities are there. So let's not waste any time at all. Let's jump right into it. I've already wasted enough on that long-ass intro. First, we're going to jump into Group A. For those that don't know, Group A has Echo, the world champions, the Season 11 champions of MPLPH, along with Fire Flux, which is the Turkey team. Used to be under the name Incendio. They scored in top 8 in the M4 World Championships. Definitely a team that a lot of us have our eyes on. Turkey is also one of the new regions included in MSC. One thing to talk about, though, with Fire Flux is they aren't going to have Rosa. Rosa was their mid laner, probably one of the stars of the team, honestly. After that, we have Evo, probably, definitely, almost most likely the underdog in this group. But I honestly think that could be up for debate, right? Because here's the thing. With Fireflux not having Rosa, I think a lot of us are wondering on our minds, are they going to compete like they did? Because Rosa was like that dude for them, right? Like Rosa really came through a lot, I feel like. And without that, are they going to perform on the same level as they did before? Let's not get too deep into it. First, let's talk about Echo Philippines up against Fire Flux. Now, honestly, I don't think Echo takes a single loss in this whole group stage. Anyone that doesn't know, the group stage is not going to be best of ones like a lot of group stages you see around the world. This group stage will be all best of 3 matches. They haven't discussed how tiebreakers will be held. I'm pretty sure it's going to go not games, but match first. If there ends up being 2 teams with 1-1, or all 3 teams having 1-1, like in total match wins and losses, maybe they go to like game counts and things like that. Like if they won a game, if they went 2-1, I don't know. They haven't released that information yet. We're not going to get too deep into that. If you guys haven't noticed, my awesome chat is right here. Don't mind them. Feel free to meme them all you want in the comments of this VOD. We are doing this live, so if you guys do want to watch this, quick shout out. If you do want to watch this live at any point or watch me live, just know we do content like this regularly. Someone said if Rosa was there, I feel like Turkey could have taken a win in their series versus Echo. Maybe. I don't know. Like, that is definitely an upset. Like, even now, a little piece of me wants to make this 2-1 just to get crazy. But I don't think so. I think it is group, so maybe Echo doesn't come in, like, full swinging. Like, maybe they're not getting crazy. They might come in confident. But also, just because of the seriousness of this, the fact that one person goes home, I almost feel like you just you wanna kind of come in hard. You don't want to play any games. So I think Echo is going to be taking this very seriously from the jump start. They're going to 2-0. After that, Echo versus Evo. I definitely think this is a 2-0. Once again, I think this is essentially an easy group for Echo. I think they are going to be the winners here. The only real competitiveness here, I think where we might possibly get a 2-1, is going to be Fireflux up against Evo. Now, here's something, right? Do we think Evo can take it? I'm wondering if Turkey, like I'm really wondering how Turkey is going to be without Rosa. I still want to give it to them because here's the thing. They were a top 8 team in the World Championships. That's 16 teams. They scored in the upper hands of things. MDH represented, I always forget, Mekong? This is Mekong, right? Or Lao, whatever. MDH represented them before in Worlds. We have Evo now. Still, they were a first exit. Please chat, correct me if I'm wrong on that information. But I do think Turkey will end up getting the dub here. But it may not come easy. 2-1. We'll at least give a game to Lao, which is really sad because here's the thing. Here's the reality of the situation. Lao, Evo now goes home. They take one game in the whole MSC championships, and then they have an exit. That's kind of sad, not going to lie. So that is Group A. I think Echo ends up coming on top with a 2-0. Fireflux just gets into the bracket with a 1-1, and Evo goes home 0-2. Group B. This is where things start getting a little bit more interesting, right? Definitely start getting a little more interesting. We have RSG Singapore. They have been the team that's dominated in Singapore for a very long time, but every time they get on an international stage, they kind of flop, right? I don't know if they're really going to have the... I wonder about Singapore, right? Because here's the thing, like they definitely dominate in their region, but like they were a first-round exit in M4. I just don't know. I do want to give them some benefit of the doubt, but it's hard to. We also have Phoenix from the Myanmar MSC qualifiers. Now, Phoenix beat Falcon, right? I looked up Phoenix a little bit. They've always been a little bit behind Falcon. They've always been like a second-place team. They scored second. They scored runner-up for the M4 qualifiers. They were this close. This time they finally make it to international championships. There's not a whole lot of information on them. I was watching one of Mirko's he was talking about group stage, and he said that they beat Blacklist in IESF qualifiers last year or something. So they have gotten some wins against some decent teams. But are they going to have what it takes, right? Are they going to be like Falcon? Are they going to keep that? I mean, like Burmese Ghouls back in the day. Are they going to have the same strength of Myanmar? And that's like, I think, for a region that's not as hugely popular, that a lot of us don't keep track of, you know, we kind of wonder that question. Like, is all of Myanmar strong, or is it just this team, or is it just that team? I'm going to give Phoenix the benefit of the doubt. And put them on the level, you know, of other strong Myanmar teams. I think this will be a good place for us to see some more players. Against Singapore, I'm going to make that a 2-0. I think actually, you know what? I think RSG Singapore gets a win here. I almost want to give a really hot take in this group and say that Singapore makes it. Like there's a just to put on the record real fast, there's a gut feeling here that maybe RSG gets the win and Phoenix goes home in group stage. But it's just hard to bet against Myanmar because Myanmar's such a strong region. Myanmar's definitely a strong region. Even though they don't have an MPL, they're a very strong region. So we're gonna give it to Phoenix here. We're gonna give it to Phoenix here, but just know there's a slight possibility I think that RSG could take it now. Phoenix up against Evos. Even though I think Evos gets some hate sometimes, some slack. They didn't do amazing at SEA Games, etc., etc. I do think they will be ready for this. They did play decent. They played really well in the playoffs. I think a couple people are doubting them. I think they can get the win. Like if I'm gonna almost give the win to RSG, I think I kind of have to give the win to Evos here. I think they get the dub here against Phoenix. I think they should be able to take it. I I think Evos, Ken kind of says it sometimes, they're underrated. Evos Legends is underrated. I don't think they're exactly underrated. Like, I don't know if they're going to be able to compete against all the big dogs, but I think they will be able to get the dub over Phoenix. I think some of the smaller fish may have trouble with Evos. And yes, I'm calling Phoenix a smaller fish. I think Evos is just going to be able to take it. Someone said, you think Evos can beat Phoenix? What a nice joke. I don't know. I think the possibility's there. I think they will be able to pull it off. Maybe not. Maybe Phoenix completely dominates this group, but still Phoenix just we'll have to see it to believe it. I'm trying to give Phoenix the benefit of the doubt and put them at the same level as some very, of Falcon and other teams, but we'll see. Evos is here for a reason, right? I think kind of like what we've heard about Phoenix, Evos is also kind of inconsistent sometimes. They do play really well sometimes, and some days they just come and they bomb out. They bomb out. So we'll see. We will see. Leo in the chat, what's up? We are recording right now. We'll see, guys. I don't know. For some reason, though, I feel like Evos will take down Phoenix here. Like I said, I almost wanted to make an upset call here and say RSG takes Phoenix. After that, RSG versus Evos. Once again, what if I made a really hot take and called this one as a draw? Called this group as a draw. Really hot take. RSG beats Evos here, and this group ends up being a draw and going into overtime. Huh? 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 We want to get crazy here, guys? They beat Phoenix, but then they flop against RSG. Something tells me one of these groups is going to be a draw. Something tells me one of these groups is going to be a draw. We're gonna make this one of our hot takes here, guys. We're gonna make this one of our hot takes. This group goes into overtime. This group goes into overtime. This group we're kind of doing for the memes. Whatever. I don't care what anyone says. This group goes into the overtime. Three-way tie. Three-way tie. Group B, three-way tie. We're calling it now. We'll see if we can get it right. I'm not overrating RSG Singapore, man. I'm not overrating them. Listen, half the chat's saying don't overrate Evos. Half the chat's saying don't over. I know. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely think Evos, like high chance Evos has this. Like, all right. We'll say what my mind tells me is this. We'll just put what my mind tells me. Fine, guys. This is why I shouldn't watch the chat. Maybe one. I don't think RSG will go down without a game. You know what? Nah, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. 2-1. We're going to have a three-way tie in this group. If I get this right, because here's the thing. This is why you got to make the spicy predictions sometimes, guys. If I get this right, I go down as a legend. 2-1. RSG takes Evos. Three-way tie. It's going to be juicy. Group B. That's it. We're moving on to the next. All right, on to Group D. Group D, we got Blacklist, Todak, and Occupy. I was wondering if anyone was going to notice. No, we'll do Group C. We're not going to do Group D last and show favoritism to my NA people. Group C. We'll do Group C. We're going to do Group C next. Group C, in my opinion, is definitely the most interesting group here. if you put this in sense of region ranking, you would say it's a pretty simple group to judge, right? You would say that that it's going to go Onic, it's going to go Indo, NA, Cambodia, right? But there's some things to think about here, right? Okay. Cambodia, BurnX Flash Cambodia had a pretty decent running in SEA Games, right? Like, we can't deny they had an okay running in SEA Games. They got some wins here and there. They did much better than what we saw from them at M4. So they have grown a lot, right? Not only that, they are on their home court. They are in their home country. The Cambodian people are watching them heavily. Now, either that pressure is going to make them crumble or it's going to make them fly. BurnX Flash has a lot on their shoulders here, right? It's like when the Olympics are held in your own country. Like when the Olympics were in Japan, they were coming home with the golds, man. They were coming home with the golds. You were getting beaten if you came home with anything but a silver. So I'm just saying, BurnX Flash is definitely someone, like, we have to keep our eyes on them. There's some possibilities. Now, Outplay also has a lot to prove here. They're the runner-up team. In my personal opinion, I think they are at equal scaling with BTK essentially. You know, give or take a percentage or two, right? But they still have a lot to prove because they're the runner-up, because of all the drama that's surrounded NA after NACT, because of all the hate they're probably going to be getting. Like, they have to get past this group stage. Like, they have to. If they do not, they are coming home to a whole lot of smack talk. I'm just saying. So there is also a lot on their shoulders. They also have Coach Dale now. They're going to be practicing. I'm looking in their Discord right now, and I can see all of them in VC with Coach Dale practicing right now. Like, they're getting at it every night. They're preparing for this. So I will say that. They have a coach also who has worldwide experience. So, I mean, they are definitely ready for – I think they're going to be prepared. Onic, a team that everyone keeps – now we're going to move on to Onic, a team that everyone keeps predicting as a grand final. Since M4, during M4, everyone was like, yo, it's going to be Onic Echo. It's going to be Onic Blacklist. They were saying they were going to make it. They didn't. They come up way short. They don't only not make it a playoffs, but they get to 4th place, which honestly isn't a bad position. But for the hype that surrounded Onic, it wasn't the greatest position. It was what Onic themselves and what Onic fans wanted, right? People think that they can get the gold. That's what they want. So here's Onic once again in another if Onic loses group, that'll be a huge upset. In another international event. So people like that. But it's true, Onic has been known to choke on international events. And my question would be this. Are they choking, or do they just look amazing in Indo? But when they get, like, there's the big question, right? Do they just look amazing in Indo because of the current state of Indo? Or, and then when they get to the big stage, and even then, they don't really choke. Like, they didn't choke in M4, I would say. They didn't really choke in M4. Number 4 is not a bad slot. Indo did well. You had RQ and you had pretty much Indo right behind PH. So I wouldn't really say it's a choke. Not getting first place isn't a choke. I wouldn't say that, at least. So let's start this off. Like I said, there's a lot on the line for all 3 of these teams, I feel like. Like, a lot. Onic versus BurnX. If we have to say, if we take into the fact that Onic has been having bad groups, etc., and they do lose best of 1 sometimes. Like, a lot of people just debate on this, that Onic will be fine here is because it's a best of 3. Mirko was talking about it. But if we have the worry that they don't do good in a best of 1, we have to kind of give the benefit of the doubt that they might lose a game, right? Like, I don't think they're going to lose a game to BurnX, but, like, But the possibilities are there, right? Like, the possibilities are there. Just because sometimes they do rough in group stage. People are saying in the chat right now it's a crazy prediction. Onic will lose on group stage. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know, man. If they do, that's just sad, bro. We'd have to blame Wolf. For some reason, it'd have to be Wolf's fault. For some reason, it would have to be Koya Wolf's fault. Public enemy number one. I am going to give a game to Burn X because I think Burn X is going to be coming in as hard as possible. Onic versus OP. Now, this game, I am definitely staying up all night to watch this game. I am definitely staying up all night to win this game. There's another good point. If Onic wins the first game, it's a sweep. I do believe that too, right? If Onic wins game 1, it's probably a 2-0. I don't think Burn X is going to win. I think it just depends on what their mentality is coming in and what their strategy. I just think it is possible for them to lose one game. I think if they lose one game, they immediately, like if this ends up being 2-1, it's because the draft or something like that. They immediately pick up the pieces. Coach is ready for the next draft, and they come in swinging. Onic versus Outplay. Once again, so here's another thing. Just like Onic doesn't do great in group stage, NA has also not done great in group stage. But there is a difference this time. This time we have a coach. We have a coach. I don't think Outplay is going to get the dub here. But I do think they could get a game. I think they could get a game. I think I'm going to go 2-1 to OP here. Call me biased, whatever. I think OP can get a game here. After that, the real game that matters here, because no matter what I felt like Onic was going, is OP versus Burn X Flash. This game, sheesh, it's gonna be it's gonna be intense. I'll say that. Because here's the thing. What are the dates? I gotta look at something real quick, guys. I gotta look up something real fast. Where's esports? Mobile Legends esports. What games come first? Okay, so Onic versus Burn X Flash first. Then Onic versus OP. So this will actually be the last game. Meaning if both of them lost to Onic, it is all up to this. And it's going to make it so much more intense, right? Like, so much more intense. It's going to be kind of crazy. Especially if they both take the loss to Onic, it's all about who wins this. So two hungry teams. Which way is it going to go? Call it what you want. I got to give it to OP. I think OP, I think they are going to be on a similar power level to what the Valley was in M4. I think all the players have gotten better. I think they're going to have a coach now. I think they're going to be prepared. And I think they should be able to get the win. But don't get me wrong, once again, Burn X Flash has a home turf advantage. I do think it is possible that Burn X could possibly get the dub. But I'm going to give it to OP here. After that, last group. Group D, we got Blacklist, International M3 champions, Season 10 champions before that. One thing they haven't been able to do is get an MSC title. We all doubted them in the Season 11 play. Yes, we all doubted them. Unless you were a super Blacklist fan, you doubted Blacklist in the Season 11 playoffs. They make it. They beat Bren. They storm through the upper bracket and make it to the finals. Literally, Ken says we? Nah. Literally, like all of the... Nobody, caster-wise, put Blacklist as a finalist. Nobody put them as a finalist. Nobody that mattered, Ken. So it's very hard to bet against Blacklist. I was talking about this the other day. It's very hard to bet against Blacklist. It is not easy. It is not easy at all. That's why it's like I definitely don't think they're going to take a loss to Mena here. We also have Todak. Malaysia had a pretty decent running as well in SEA Games. I kind of have a soft spot for Malaysia. I don't know why. A lot of people think they're not a good region. I think otherwise, even though they kind of bomb out on world stage consistently, I still think they are a decent region. I think it's just, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get to that later. All right. MENA, though, Occupy Thrones, decent team. I don't think they're going to be able to get out of this group stage alive. I don't think so. Blacklist takes this 2-0. And I think Todak takes this 2-0. I don't think Occupy MENA takes a single dub in this, which is kind of sad. Maybe they do. Maybe they pull something crazy out. But I just don't think they're going to be able to. I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be real tough. Now, here's the big game. Blacklist versus Todak. Black versus Todak. This is one of those gut feeling calls, guys. I have no explanation for it. I don't have any wise words to say the reason why. In all numbers and statistics, Blacklist should beat Todak here, right? Blacklist should beat Todak here. If you look at the numbers, if you look at the teams, and you go back. But every once in a while, TREX, you know me, I get that gut feeling, and I think Todak's going to win this one. I think Todak is going to take this, maybe 2-1, maybe even 2-0. I just have a feeling that Todak's going to take the win here. Blacklist will still move forward to the bracket and probably do amazing, but that is probably my spiciest take on the board right here. I like Todak does well in group stage, whether it's best of ones, whatever you want to say. For some reason, I just feel like Todak could maybe get the dub here. A lot of people are going to be mad about this. Listen, like I said, everything Blacklist should win this. But there's just something in my gut. Something that's like, you know, I'm a gambling man, guys. I don't know. I'm not telling you guys that my guess makes any sense at all, because logically this guess does not make sense. But there's, you know, sometimes my gut is right, sometimes it's wrong. If I could gamble on this legally or not and not get in trouble by Moonton, the odds would be heavily against Todak. And sometimes you want to make those bets, right? Because you make more money when you make those bets. And if I was going to try to make an upset bet in this, that would be it. If I was going to be like, all right, I'm trying to turn $100 to $300 real fast because the odds are good. Something just says, I just have this weird feeling. I don't know. I just had this weird feeling. I had the same weird feeling about BTK, beating OP. Because all the numbers were against them. All the stats were against them. I just have this weird feeling that Todak is going to take the win against Black here. It doesn't mean anything really. Like, it's not a huge deal, guys. Both are still going to group. So, yeah. That is it. That is all. Again, these are just my opinion. These are just my hunch. I'm just a lowly, meager, humble NA caster from the worst region on earth. Please pity me, guys. Take it easy on me if you guys, no, but seriously, if you guys disagree, it's totally okay. Make sure you leave it in the comments. Keep it clean. Keep it nice. You don't got to be rude about it. But yeah, that's that. Definitely a very interesting group stage that I've put down here. Very spicy. We did this one for fun, for sure. I wanted to put some spicy takes in this group stage because it's a spicy MSC, guys. It's a very interesting MSC. There's a lot on the line. People are going home quick, and they're going home a lot throughout this whole MSC. They're not wasting any time. People are jumping back on those planes. That's that. So yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. TREX is out. Chat. Say bye.